Okay, so I have been exiled from the house because for some reason people aren't interested, especially my little people, are not interested in hearing about communication theory. So I'm going to do communication theory in a car. Try not to get in an accident during a live, more or less live feed. All right. Actually, now that I think about it, this minivan is a perfect metaphor for talking about social location. You remember the concept of social location from Griffin, right? So social location is all the boxes that you check. Now, I don't usually think about the van as I'm riding in it. I just ride it. I just take it somewhere. I don't think about the leather seats. I don't think about the radio. I don't think about the Bluetooth. I don't think about the steering wheel or the windshield. I'm just in this thing. But anybody who has not had a minivan would recognize that it's a marker of a certain kind of social place. If you see me in this, you're like, yeah, suburban dad. Totally. Makes sense. Probably has kids. Wouldn't be surprised if there's a car seat in the back. My social location becomes apparent through my vehicle. I just don't think about that when I'm in it, right? And I certainly don't think about the way that the windows frame what I can see. I don't think about my windshield at all, unless it gets a crack in it, unless a stone hits it, unless there's bird poop on it or something. But Harding and Wood actually want me to move from simply riding around in my social location to thinking about it. So if social location is all the boxes that you check in your identity, when you begin to think about that social location, you begin to develop a critical standpoint. They call this simply standpoint. Everybody has a social location, but not everybody has a standpoint, because not everybody has thought about their location. Just like I don't usually think about my minivan when I'm driving around in it. I'm just thinking about how to get to the front of the line and how to drive faster than that person and how to get around this slow poke and so forth. But once I begin to think about the amount of power that I have in my social location, in relationship with other people's social location, I develop standpoint. Much as, just like when you're riding in a minivan, you're a little bit higher up than other people, and maybe a minivan like this, it has some get up and go, so maybe it can go just a little bit faster than a 1999 Corolla or something. As I become reflective about the power that a minivan possesses, or that I possess in this minivan, I know that sounds a little bit laughable, I begin to develop a standpoint. Maybe I'm thinking about people who are in really nice SUVs, or somebody who's driving a Lexus, and I think, wow, that's a nice car. Then I start to notice, and I become critical of my own social location, and I develop a standpoint. So those are two concepts that are pretty important for Harding and Wood: social location and standpoint. Your social location is what you ride around in unreflectively. Your standpoint is what you become critical of. It's when you begin to be woke, when you wake up to your location and begin to understand its relationship to other people. So I guess I just want to ask you, Chaucer, if that makes sense to you too.